Good morning. Good morning. Give me just a moment while I get everything live. I hope you're having a good day. It is beautiful here in Georgia, although it is a little chilly. It's funny how it wouldn't have felt so chilly if it had switched from 20 degrees to what it is now. But now that it went from 80 degrees to what it is now, it feels chilly. All right, I believe we are live. Let me check one more place and make sure that I am live everywhere. And as you get here, make sure you say hello. Oops, is that right? Yeah. And let me know that you're here. Oh, where did it go? Hold on. All right, one more thing. All right. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning. Great to have you here. How are you doing? I hope it's beautiful where you're at. Although, like I was saying, although it was chilly when I went walking, I ended up having to walk the dog twice this morning for some reason. He needed it. So I was rushing trying to get here with you guys this morning. And just a heads up, starting next month, I'm going to be changing how I'm showing up. And because like I've said several times, the task for me to do have gotten a little bit bigger with my business and what I'm doing. But also I've decided that I'm going to dedicate a certain amount of time in the morning for my self-care, for my moving my body and doing the things that I need to do. And a lot of times I forego those to make sure that I get here on time. So starting next month, I'm going to be going live on Mondays at 2:00 as normal. Excuse me. Wednesday and Friday. Okay, windy, high in the 50s. I think it's supposed to get up in the 60s or 70s here today, but I'm not sure. But a couple of days ago, it was in the 80s, and I had the air conditioner on, and then I had to turn on the heat again. So it's just the way nature is, right? But I'll be going live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting next month so that I have the time to dedicate to other things. But I would really ask you, there's a little thing that pops up now that says, have you set your notifications to alert you when I go live? So definitely make sure you hit those notifications, because as I'm doing things, if I have the opportunity to pop in and share an affirmation and journal prompt, I will be doing that. But it's just, I'm not going to be having the scheduled lives except for on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so that starts next month. And I'm kind of like yesterday, wasn't it yesterday? I didn't do a live at all. I had said that I would see you guys for the YouTube acceleration, whatever the hell we called it. But it was so much fun last night. Christine and I partnered up to share this little mini party for getting your YouTube channel going and getting it activated. And so it was so much fun, and everybody got such great benefit from it. So we're going to be doing it again. We're not sure when, but right now, one of the things is we have the Hustle and Flow membership that you can get in. And one of the things that we do in there is that it's an hour dedicated to getting something done, getting shit done, right? And so I have a feeling that some of the people that have joined recently, they're going to want to work on their YouTube channels during that hour. And so we'll be able to pop into a breakout room with Christine or with myself, which Christine's more of the expert than me. She has helped me tremendously, but I can help someone that has is where I was. But we'll be able to help with that. And some people are utilizing it for just an hour dedicated to doing their videos. And so what we do is we do 20 minutes of dedicated work. We set an intention. These are the things that we want to do in that 20 minutes. And then after the 20 minutes, we come together and we talk about, did we get the things done? Did we need help? What can we do to support each other? And then we do another 20 minutes and the same thing. And then we chat at the end to be able to see what we want to do going forward and if anybody needs any additional help. So it's been really, really good so far. And I will drop a link in the comments to the Hustle and Flow. So if it's something that you want to join, you can. We meet once a week on Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's only a $7 a month membership. And so, I mean, when you think about it, that's a no-brainer. And it gives you 1 hour each week dedicated to this. And then you also get the assistance that you might need. And our goal as we're going forward is to get some different experts to come in and help you guys. And so we would do pop-ups with that one. Like I said, starting next month, I only have 3 scheduled lives and the rest of them will be just pop-ups. And so I think for me, that's going to work really well to give me the opportunity to do some of the things in the mornings that I've been not doing because I've been scheduling this out. I've been doing this for quite a long time. And another thing, while I'm thinking about it, is I'm about to create an ebook because I have saved every single one of the affirmations and journal prompts. And so I'm going to do a little book that will have all of them in there. And so if that sounds like something that you would like to have, then, just watch and I'll be dropping when I have it created because I'm going to go in Canva and create something that is has all of that and is supportive of you. So we'll just play with it and see what's coming up. But I just wanted to put a little bug in your ear that that's what's going to be happening, so you can watch for it. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Excuse me, I have allergies because everything's a blooming. Thank goodness, right? I mean, I love seeing all the new buds on the trees and all the flowers blooming. Now, my sinuses aren't as quite as happy about it as I am, but I'll endure, right? Hold 1 second. All right. So today's affirmation is, I don't wait for change, I create it. I trust myself to make powerful decisions that move me forward and align me with the life I want to live. Because a lot of times we're sitting back and we're hoping things are going to work out. We're hoping things go the way we want. We're praying, we're having faith, we're doing all these things. And it's time for us to take ownership of it. Ownership of the change that we want to make. And I'm just as guilty as anybody else, and sometimes might be more guilty, of sitting back and just wishing that God would just come down and make it happen, right? But it's one of those things that's not the way this works. I mean, we pray, we have faith, we have hope, we have desires, but without action, nothing, right? What is it they say? Faith without works is dead. I don't know. I can't quote things sometimes because I'm just not sure. I may be quoting something that's totally off. What does this say? You needed this. Oh, perfect, Wendy. Perfect. I'm glad you're here. So we haven't scheduled the next one. But if you want to, I mean, as far as the YouTube thing we did yesterday, but you can join the group if you want to do that. And then we'll help you with that. But Christine and I are going to be talking today about when we're going to do another one, but it was a lot of fun. And, but I will keep you posted. Let me make a note here. Give me a second. Let me make a note to. So that way I will make sure I let you know. And I want to drop the link to Hustle and Flow in the comments. All right. Because we're doing so much things trying to get our stuff out there and help you to get yourself out there, because we all have such powerful things within us, even people that aren't coaches, right? Not everybody's a coach. Maybe you are just, you volunteer somewhere, maybe, but we all have so much knowledge within us that could help someone, even if we're not a coach. So even if you're not wanting to make money off of it, having a YouTube channel and being able to share some things, and I mean, the people's lives that you can touch is just amazing, right? So every moment that you're not out there sharing what gifts God gave you is one less person that you reach that really needs you. And so I'm not even talking about getting paid for it, but you should. But maybe you start with, I just want to share some thoughts, right? All right. So our affirmation, I love this because, like I said, we want to take ownership of the change that we're wanting to create. And if your life is not absolutely perfect, like whose is, there's something that you can do to change things for the better. And you can trust yourself to make powerful decisions that move you forward and align with the life you want to live. Because we all have these dreams and these aspirations of, oh man, when this is here, it's going to be glorious, right? But that's putting it out in the future, and it's almost giving the responsibility to somebody else. So we're not waiting for change. We're creating it. All right. So put this on your index card, the screensaver on your phone, your sticky notes, put it somewhere that today you are reminded, I don't wait for a change. I create it. Man, doesn't that feel powerful when you say it? Say it with some conviction. Yeah. Own it. Own it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share the journal prompt. All right. Here we go. Our journal prompt is, where in your life have you been waiting for things to change? And I'll be the first to admit, I used to sit back and just wish that somebody would rescue me. I would just get into this place, and it was usually around the financial thing. It sometimes could be a relationship thing, but it was usually around the finances, For whatever reason, I was not good at managing my money. I wasn't good at making enough, and then I couldn't manage what I did have. But I always just wanted somebody to rescue me. Now, isn't that putting everything on somebody else? And I finally had to get to a place, and I'm not saying I'm perfect and I'm a millionaire or anything like that. I'm not perfect by any means. Every now and then I still want to be rescued, right? Or I want someone that I can join up, a partner, a companion, a partner that we can do things together and encourage each other and that kind of thing, right? I don't wait for someone to come in and take over my finances. Now, I used to just wish somebody would do that. So I used to sit back and wish and hope and dream and buy my lottery ticket, and I still buy them sometimes. I actually have 3 in my purse from a long time ago that I haven't even checked. So it goes to show I'm not expecting that to be my windfall. But the thing is that sitting back and waiting for somebody else to rescue you is so disempowering. Now, that could be your finances, your relationships with your partner, your relationships with your family. There are so many places in our life that we want someone else, in some ways, we want somebody else to take care of it. And that's because we've gotten into a place of like despair where we feel like we don't have the ability, but we always do. But we have to focus on it. So, where in your life have you been waiting for things to change? And then, what decisions can you make today to take the lead and create that change for yourself? Because we want to be the lead character in our story, right? We don't want to be one of the supporting characters in the back room that has nothing, right? We want to be the lead character in our own story. And there's a way to make that happen. The first thing is we start taking ownership of where we're at. And it can be an ugly place sometimes. I know some of the times when I've really looked at things for myself, it was like, how did I make that decision? Why did I make that decision? Why did I do this? But does that help me? No. What helps me is to say, what decision can I make today, to take the lead and create that change for myself? So these are some really powerful questions. And when we ask powerful questions, we can get powerful answers. And that's what we want here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the affirmation. I don't wait for change. I create it. I trust myself to make powerful decisions that move me forward and align with the life I want to live. Just allow that to flow in, right? And then our journal prompt. And as I always recommend, get out your journal, your notebook, put the date, the affirmation, the journal prompt, and then spend some time in silence, 10 to 15 minutes, set a timer, and just tap into the complete silence of allowing yourself to hear that inner guidance, that God voice. It's not eliminating all thoughts from your mind. If I do my to-do list today, it will make a huge difference in my life. Yes, yes. Beautiful. So I'll ask you, Wendy. So you said if you do the things on your to-do list, how many things do you have on your to-do list, if you don't mind answering that? You have 7 things. Okay. Then I would suggest you set a goal of how many you want to do in the next 2 hours. So what do you think? What would you commit to doing in the next 2 hours? But they are important, doable. Perfect. So how many can you commit to doing in the next 2 hours? Yeah, yeah. I see that. You changed it to I will instead of if I. I love it. So I'm looking for what you're committing to, because one of the things we do a lot of times I'm speaking for myself. I will have a to-do list and I will say, well, I'm going to get them done. And then what? 2. Perfect, Wendy. Okay. So you've said that the next 2 hours, you're going to do 2 of those things on the list. So see what that does is it gives you this time frame of you've got 2 hours to do these 2 things. Now, when you look at it that way, that doesn't sound like that big a deal, right? Things aren't open. When things open, I can do more. Oh, okay. I gotcha. So the 2 that you do in the next 2 hours, it's changes things when you say, I've got 7 things on my list. And because what's happened to me, and this may not happen to you, Wendy, I don't know. But what would happen to me if I had 7 things on my list? I would think, well, 7 doesn't sound like that big a deal, right? And so I would get busy doing other things, and I would get halfway through the day and realize I hadn't done all my 7. And then I would start stressing over the fact that I hadn't done my 7. And then I would start working on some of them. And then I'd end up getting at the end of the day and I wouldn't have them all done. But if I set a goal or a declaration, an intention of this is what I've decided to do, in the next 2 hours, I'm going to do 2 of them, then suddenly it's like, I know in the next 2 hours, I'm going to do 2. That only leaves 5. And then when I've done that, maybe I'll say, okay, in the next 2 hours, I'll do 2 more. And then what ends up happening is you get them done a lot sooner than you would have if you had just said, I'm going to do 7 today. So I don't know if that's helpful for you, but that's one of the things that really, really helps me, is to set a little bit of a time window, that a goal, a decision, that this is what I'm going to do. And maybe that'll help you. That definitely helps me. And so I will even set a little timer, or I'll even reach out to someone and say, I need an accountability partner on this. I've decided that this is what I'm going to do. Can you reach back out and say, did you do this? And just because I've done that, I know I'm going to get it done. Oh, that is helpful. Beautiful. I'm glad it is. So like I said, when you start to do this journal prompt, you take the time in silence to connect with your intuition, your inner guidance, your God voice. Because in that silence, you're just listening to your breath, you're in the moment, and everything's happening behind the scenes. It's kind of like in The Wizard of Oz, the guy behind the curtain was doing all the things to make the wizard work, right? And so it's like this inner guidance is behind the curtain and it's making everything work. But you don't even have to know that, right? You just know that you take some time to be in silence, focusing on your breath, being in the moment, and you're just allowing it to all flow. And then when your timer goes off, there's this connection in the wiring of your thoughts, your heart, your hand coming out when you write. There's these little receptors, these connections, wiring connections. And so things will flow out that you don't even think about, that are coming from the inner guidance, right? From your God voice, your inner guidance, right? And you just let it flow. So where in your life have you been waiting for things to change? And if you're in, like most people, there's more than one, right? It could be making a decision about somebody that you've had a dealing with. Maybe you've been waiting for things to change when it comes to how you're dealing with something in your business or the way that you're connecting with someone. Maybe you've been waiting for change in a lot of places. Just write them all down, everything that shows up. Don't critique it. Don't judge it. Don't filter. Just let it flow. And then once you've exhausted everything that comes up for that, then what decision can you make today to take the lead and create that change for yourself? Be the lead character of your own story. Be the one in charge of your life. When we're really young, somebody else is always in charge of everything. It either went really well with someone in charge or it didn't. But as we get older, we're in charge of our own, and we cannot look back, or we should not. It's not beneficial. I don't want to should. It's not beneficial to look back and say, well, that's the way it was always done. We become the lead character in our story and create the change for ourselves. And if that's something that you're having a hard time with figuring that out, let this just flow. And then, like I always say, if you need help with these things, I am a master transformational coach and a hypnotist. And I'd be more than happy to have a little short conversation with you to see if there's something that I can help you with. Now, that conversation is free, and you may come away with exactly what you need from that. However, at that call, if it feels like it would fit, I can give you an idea of what it would feel like and look like to work together. And I would love to be there to be your help, your guide if you need it. So, like I said, that little call is free and there's absolutely zero obligation. But know that the call is for me to see what you are needing help with, to see if I can help you and how I can help you. Because we most of the time can do a lot on our own, but we can't do everything. And it sometimes takes, or most of the time takes, a guide to get you over the hump. So it's almost like you can do it yourself at home. If you're redoing the floor and you've never done floors and you do it yourself and it takes you a week to do it, but you could have hired somebody to come in and they could do it in just a few hours. So it is like it makes things work more efficiently. And people, when you've got a coach doing something with you, they can see what you're doing where a lot of times you cannot. And so I would love, love, love to help you. All right. So you have an amazing day today. And I know you will, Wendy. You're going to get your 7 things done today. You're going to do the first 2 in the next 2 hours. And it is going to be life-changing to be able to set these little time frames to enable you to do that. And, you can always reach out to a friend or someone in the group and say, I would love it if somebody could be an accountability partner for me, and just see who can pop up and do that for you. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people in this group that would love, love, love to be there for you. So with that said, you have an amazing day today, creating change in exactly the way you want. All right. So we're change makers, people. Let's do this thing. And I will see you tomorrow. Is Saturday. Thank you so much for this. Really helped. Oh, good, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Wendy. All right. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. and get some changes happening. Mwah.